Hi and welcome back to The Flying Frog. Well, in this episode I'm going to be covering a few of the things that have been going on over the past couple of weeks. Lots of things happening at Arcachon. First of all, Christian has been cracking on with his Jodel Mascaret home build project. He'll be adding the engine to the aircraft in the next couple of weeks. Nicolas had a friend over with one of the most beautiful Piper Cubs I've ever seen. Very authentic with no starter motor, so it had to be hand swung. And then of course we had a very special visitor called by, the beautiful PBY Catalina from Duxford, Miss Pickup. At the moment it's the only Catalina in flying condition in Europe. Talking to the crew of the Catalina, I found out that in fact there are about 22 main shareholders in this aircraft, 15 of which are pilots, all incredibly enthusiastic, and they love this aircraft, and they're very friendly and very happy to chat to you when you meet them. I subtly sneaked up into the control tower in Arcachon to watch the aircraft go. It's just so graceful. The gorgeous Miss Pickup had flown over from Duxford, especially for the Biscarrosse International Seaplane and Floatplane flying display. This is an event that happens every couple of years, unless there's COVID of course. During the 2-day event we were treated to some perfect weather, some stunning displays from aircraft such as the Canadair, an immaculate DC-3 Dakota, complete with its D-Day stripes. Just listen to those engines. We had barnstormer displays, Patrouille de France, which unfortunately I missed. Quite a few seaplanes and floatplanes flying by. But for me, the Catalina really stole the show. So it wasn't surprising that a couple of days later, there I was extremely pumped up and motivated, flying the Mascaret over from Arcachon to Biscarrosse to go and do some seaplane flying. It's quite a strange feeling, taxiing past the Mascaret in the PA-18 Super Cub. This was actually the first time I'd been flying the aircraft completely on my own. Past, of course, I was doing my rating with Stefan, then I flew quite a few times with Stefan just to share the flight. About 2 weeks ago I took my better half Maddie up for the first time, and she absolutely fell in love with seaplanes. That's lucky. But this time I was on my own, and it was an opportunity to just practice splashing around in the water. The conditions were really ideal, and there was even a little bit of glassy water in certain parts of the lake. I did 4 or 5 water landings, overflew the museum where the flying display had taken place just 48 hours before. Tried my hand again at some step turns. That's the deluxe surfing I mentioned in a previous video. And after about 40 minutes I headed back to the paved runway. I then went and filled up the tanks for the next pilot who'd rented the aircraft, and normally at this point I would have switched off the cameras, but as luck would have it, I did leave the 360 camera on the GoPro Max. I say as luck would have it because it did provide some useful information about a slight mishap that occurred on the way back to the hangar from the fuel pumps. As you can see from the position of the water rudders, they're the rudders at the ends, the back ends of the floats. I had my left foot fully down to turn left, but the right main wheel brake was blocked, and so the aircraft was pulling off towards the right and eventually took me onto the grass slightly, so I just cut the engine and got out and tried to push the aircraft away. That didn't work. It was really seized up completely. There really wasn't much else I could do. So I just cut the engine, got out, tried to push. That failed. So I called Arthur, the in-house mechanic, and he came and fixed the problem. Within 15 minutes the aircraft was back flying. All's well that ends well. And of course I did fill in a REX, which is a retour d'expérience in French, which is basically an incident report that we can submit to the flying club to share our experiences of mishaps or unusual events. That's it for this week. Time to get on with the annual inspection of the Mascaret. See you next time.